Welcome to the Jerry Anderson podcast, which today recalls past Parumpapum. Modern Parumpapum are found to be lacking in some way. It takes an expert to Parumpapum to an audience's satisfaction, and I can Parumpapum with the best of them. A person writes to me and said that last year you gave up an extremely perceptive analysis on Daniel O'Donnell's version of Little Drummer Boy, whereby you dissected his Parumpapum.
That's right. Do you remember that?
Do you remember that?
Is that a year since Daniel mooned?
Well, it is a year since he mooned over Belfast, yes.
That?
And that before he showed us his Parumpapum.
Parumpapum.
See, he says that like no other person. When you get Bing Crosby, he goes, Parumpapum. Yeah. And then David Bowie goes, Parapapam. But nobody goes, Parumpapum.
Yeah. They sort of tumble out of them, don't they? They just sort of tumble out.
Try it again, do we see?
Parumpapum.
Try it again.
Parumpapum.
It's not the same, is it?
No.
Parampapam. Parumpapum. What does that mean? Do you know what that means? Do you have any idea what that means?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
I noticed that in Johnny Cash version of it, he doesn't parumpapum.
No, he does not.
He leaves gaps, silence.
You see, he knows that it's silly. It's a silly thing to sing, but Daniel embraces it and enjoys it. And this gentleman says, I'm currently enjoying a recently discovered cassette recording of one of Geordie Tuft's early contributions to your show. Jay's fluid blasted at earwigs through a flit pump action spray can. I remember that. That's one of his. That's one of the things that got us into trouble. Thanks for all the laughs and hilarity over the years. It sounds as if he's expecting us to die. But we're not going to die.
Oh, I hope not.
No, I certainly not.
Well, do you wish Peter Brown of Carrie Duff a very happy birthday?
I certainly will, and take great pleasure in doing so. And may I say to the listeners, and many of whom have been listening to this programme on a regular basis for quite a long time, that if they feel as if there's any Christmas message they would like to pass on to their friends, relatives, or indeed loved ones, there is no reason at all why they can't contact this programme by the various means which I've already set out.
Are you reaching out to people abroad?
Yes, I am. Reaching out particularly to people away far from here, places that aren't Ireland, places that aren't green, places across the sea, maybe as far away as the Polynesian Islands, foreign places, Africa, all kinds of Chinese destinations. We want the people to reach out and think back about the happy days they spent in Northern Ireland when the Troubles were on. And remember those days when we were here sheltered, looking out the window, hearing the bombs, and thinking that away in the foreign climate, they have not got that closeness that we had before, and maybe perhaps they try and recapture some of it. Contact us, and we'll say hello to your loved ones who are still on the brew. The Christmas spirit continues to be downgraded and abused as the presenter and coyless interrupters finally get round to saying no to the songs that listeners suggest should be played at this festive time. There's only so far a man can go without losing his brain. When I said I would do all I can to bring Christmas spirit to this programme, I didn't say anything about the music, because that's sacrosanct. You can't be playing all that stuff. I was listening to RTE Lyric yesterday because I was travelling in the south of Ireland.
Right.
And I heard Gay Byrne doing something that I've never heard Gay Byrne doing before. Do you know what he did? Yes. He told the story about baking the cake. You know the story about baking the cake? You need all the sultanas, and you need sponge, whatever you need, and you need raisins and everything, and then you need a bottle of whiskey.
All right.
You know that story?
No. And you drink the whiskey, do you? And then you get
all
drunk?
The time during you get drunk during it. He did that. And he did it for about 10 minutes. And he was great. And he became a really drunk man. I said to myself, that's what you do when you retire. You should listen to that. Is there any listening back facility?
I'll tell you what I heard on Saturday morning.
What?
And I felt like throwing my toast at the radio.
Now, be very careful what you say. It better not be a BBC programme.
It was.
Okay,
but it wasn't the programme. It was
BBC
a song.
person.
It was a song.
That's okay. Who played it? Jerry Kelly?
No. It was on the Saturday magazine programme.
John Toll's responsible then?
Oh.
What did he play?
The 12 Days. You know that Frank Kelly thing?
I know, but have you any idea how many requests I get? You don't see them. They all come in here through various means. People love that. People always ask for that.
It's not funny.
I know it's not funny, but may I say that straight up, that I'm not playing that. And even though refusal often offends, it's better to put your stall up at the start and say to people, there's no point in asking for the 12 Days of Christmas because this programme does not go there.
No.
It doesn't go there.
And rightly so.
It's rock and roll we want.
Here, don't go there. There's Margaret's written on you.
Is she?
Yeah.
Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning, Jerry. I have a request here. A Down syndrome boy, 13 years of age, who's just mad about banjos, and he wants a banjo for Christmas. However, his mother has bought him something else, but she can't afford the banjo. So we were wondering out there if anybody has got a banjo, even a second-hand banjo, for Donal. It would be very much appreciated.
Oh, yes. A banjo is a wonderful instrument, you know. I noticed the banjo being used more and more in pop music because it's got a very unusual sound and it's relatively easy to start playing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes instruments are difficult to start playing, and maybe that little lad, maybe he might turn into a good banjo player.
Exactly.
All right? And I'm sure there are many people with banjos lying in their attic who don't use them.
Apparently he's very musical.
Oh, great. So even if they've no strings, it doesn't matter. You can get strings. A lot of people have old banjos sitting upstairs with broken strings and they don't know where to get them. They don't bother.
Yeah.
And then the dust starts on. I'm turning it to gay bird now. Did you hear
What's
that?
the most popular musical instrument today? There's more of this instrument sold than any other instrument.
Right.
That's a good question. Is it anything electronic?
No.
Right. An ordinary conventional instrument? Mm-hmm. Well, you would imagine the guitar, but that's obviously not the answer, or else you wouldn't have asked the question.
Yeah. It's not the guitar.
It's not the guitar. Would it be some form of keyboards? I
No.
imagine? Piano?
No.
No. The flute?
No, does Margaret want to take part?
Margaret, would you like to take part? Would you like to guess? Maybe it's the banjo, I don't know.
No.
No, but I
possibly
love the
not.
violin.
The violin?
No. Not the violin?
Well, maybe you could tell us.
No,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
let's try the saxophone?
No.
Trumpet?
No.
Clarinet?
No.
Recorder?
No.
There's nothing.
Piano.
No.
Harp?
No.
Drums?
No.
Flugelhorn?
No.
A sousaphone?
No.
Glockenspiel?
Tin whistle.
No.
Flute?
No.
Clarinet?
No.
There's nothing left.
There is.
Right.
Come
What
on.
is it?
Come on. It's a small instrument.
Bongos?
No.
What?
It's small.
Mouth
Come on.
organ?
No, not that small.
A harmonica?
No.
I hate when you do this.
You started it.
I know. You asked the question and you won't tell me the answer.
You started guessing and you started me then.
I know, but
once
why
I
did
get,
you- I'm
once I
asking
get a
you to tell
man
me.
guessing, I can't let him go.
But I'm asking you to tell me.
No. Come on, because you're a band man.
Jazz harp,
No.
accordion,
No.
melodeon,
No, they're
Squeeze
big.
box.
They're big.
concertina,
Big. No, smallish.
Keyboard.
glockenspiel.
No, not keyboard. Small.
Didgeridoo.
Small.
No, small didgeridoo.
Small.
Kazoo.
No.
Will you stop? Will you tell
All
me
right
what it
then.
is?
Small stringed.
Oh, a ukulele.
Yes.
You're not serious.
Yes. The ukulele.
I don't
is-
believe you.
Okay.
I don't believe you. I haven't seen anybody buying a ukulele, nor have I ever seen a ukulele in a shop.
Yes.
So if that's the most popular instrument to be bought, where are the people? Are they buying them online?
They're buying ukuleles as if they're going out of fashion,
Are you serious?
and they're quite cheap as well too. Yes, the ukulele is the world's most popular.
and it's an interesting job.
So there you are.
All right then, thank you for that. You know how to stop a conversation. Motoring Matters insist on making their presence felt, much to the dismay and consternation of the presenter whose vehicle repair skills register at roughly about nil.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye. I think you should down and see Barney. Because there's fancies in his holidays and Patsy's gone to England. So Barney's holding the fort. Barney's doing the electricity and he's doing the panel beating and he's doing the body work. That's the same thing as the panel beater, and he's doing the engine. So Barney's looking after the whole shooting gallery. So she goes down there and says, and there's a woman there with a clutch that went and barely 5,000 miles up on her, and just a one-woman driver, and she was a nun. And not one man put a foot in her. And I think she's entitled to her money back or a new clutch. And Barney will say the same thing.
But maybe Helena was a wee bit heavy on the clutch.
But that doesn't matter.
It does.
How do you wreck a clutch?
You're too heavy on it.
But did anybody say to her...
No, you're letting it out too slow.
What kind of car have you got?
That's what happens when you let your clutch out too slow, isn't it?
What happens?
Does it not do that?
I never had a car like that.
Yeah.
I had a car that... You see, I've always driven automatic things.
Or some people, you know when you're sitting on a hill You sort of, they say, you're balancing it out. You don't put the handbrake on. You're just holding the car in the clutch and,
Oh, the wee balancing act, but the ballet job.
Which is very dangerous and shouldn't do that, but there's a lot of people
Do you have to do it?
You do not. You put your handbrake on.
That's no... You only do it for your test.
You do not.
You put your handbrake on the hill for your test, and then you never do it again as long as you live. Do you put your handbrake on when you're waiting on a hill to pass?
Absolutely.
Get away with that.
Absolutely.
You're Jesse.
Aye.
That's what you are. El Jesse.
And
Nobody does it. Everybody does the balancing act between the brake and the clutch.
Where do you put your hands?
Never you mind.
Do you put your hands at 10 to 2?
No, I put them in my pocket. Because I'd be looking for a cigarette. Will you stop? You mean 10 to 2?
I know that.
Not at all. You do that for your test. For God's sake, all that stuff that you do for your test, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
So you do that and then you forget about all that and then you just do what you want. You see, that's what's called passing your test. I
wagged my finger at a girl the other day.
I think we'll just leave that, I think. It's Christmas too in the land of the resident cat. This is an angry cat today, meowing at the moon. Tommy, my cat, came in with another wheelbarrow of Brussels sprouts. You know about the great Brussels sprouts glut this year? Apparently they've got more Brussels sprouts than they know what to do with. All children will be forced to eat at least 10 during their Christmas.
I don't like Brussels sprouts.
I know
so
you don't.
I heard you talk about that on Friday morning.
Is that all, or should I fetch in another load of Brussels sprouts? How many sprouts have you got on your plate? 517, said Tommy. Bring in one more sprout. We don't want to end up fighting over the last one. Get an even number. 518, having to cut it in half. Good thinking, said Tommy. That's why Mensa sent you a funny Christmas card. When you opened it, 2 fingers shot out. I looked around my tinselled hovel and said, this is going to be the best Christmas ever. We have a big plump turkey, a fat plum pud, 2 gallons of cranberry sauce, a zinc bucket full of trifle, a stone of Flemish stuffing, and 307 Christmas crackers, plus 518 Brussels sprouts on the mantelpiece, sir, ready for inserting Christmas DVDs, yelled Tommy. I sat down and said, read the titles of the DVDs out. Everything must be perfect. Tommy cleaned his reading glasses with my tongue and said, here's one, The Dog Who Saved Christmas. Here's another one, Wild Trouble and Strife After the Trouble at Christmas. The funny thing happened to be in the way to the troubles at Christmas, BBC Northern Ireland. My granny died at Christmas. Santa gets clamped at Christmas. I like that one. Black Plague strikes at Christmas. Oh, what a cruel Christmas. The town that died from food poisoning at Christmas. And here's the one I'm keeping for after. Who shot Santa on Christmas Eve? Tommy, I chided. No, did you ever hear that? Did you ever hear that? A fella said to me one time, no, I'm serious about this. Mm-hmm. I was talking to a fellow one time and he said that he wasn't going to buy any presents. Mm-hmm. And I said, why? He said, because my son knows that, there's no Santa Claus. And I said, how do you know? He says, I told him that Santa Claus came around our area and he was shot.
But of course there is a Santa Claus. We all know that.
Of course there is.
Of course
there is.
Yes.
I hate that film, No Christmas Carol. Why should an old miser be forgiven for buying one turkey on Christmas morning? And another thing, said Tommy, if the turkey was so great, why was it not sold before Christmas Day? Gaps in the presenter's education. Geography has always been his weak spot. He doesn't know where Holyhead is, despite having travelled there by steamboat on a number of occasions. I can't be expected to know everything.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, hope we'll be able to help you out, and you'll have a nice Christmas. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Did I say something funny?
No, just everything's going wrong this morning. What is
Well,
it?
maybe the reason why everything's going wrong is because I'm on my own here and getting no help of any kind from you people in there.
What is it she was sending to England? What was it?
I don't know.
What was it?
It's a thing that goes
What?
bang, whatever it is. It's
Was it a
some
bicycle?
some kind of a mechanically powered thing.
What?
Jerry, you played a Christmas song last year called Bully's Christmas. I don't remember that. Wish you could play the...
It's Janet. It's not me. Could you play Status Quo singing Caroline, please, for
No.
Raymond Finnegan?
No.
From Big Robin?
No.
Why not? You like Status Quo.
I don't like that one. Please play a nice Christmas song for Chris, the Blackwater Town postman. He is so kind and helpful as he does his rounds. That's from a Blackwater
Janet
Town...
said it's Holyhead.
What was Fishguard?
I don't know, I'm sure.
It's not Holyhead.
Janet said it is. Her father's from Birmingham.
I didn't know that. Really? Well, is there not but there is a ferry that goes to Wales.
I'm sure there is.
But the Holyhead is not Wales.
Holyhead's in Wales. Of course it is.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
It is. It is. Trust me.
All right, then I don't know anything. Please play Christmas in Washington by... Can you Google it? Would that be
Google.
too much trouble?
Google
Janet,
Holyhead.
sorry to no. Google ferry from Ireland to Wales.
It's Holyhead. Okay.
But just no, I know it's Holyhead. Is that all?
No,
Well,
Janet.
tell me where it is vis-a-vis Aberystwyth. Why don't you look up and get a bit of a map there and help me in some way? Thank you for listening. Back tomorrow.